quick viewer request video today. Somebody wanted to know the difference between a pinned forend and a standard forend on either a Mossberg 500 or a Maverick 88. And if you have a pinned forend on your shotgun, how do you go about changing the forend out? In other words, if you want to go to a Magpul or a Hogue, how do you do that with a pinned forend? So that's what I want to talk about here real quick. Now, if you have a pinned forend, more than likely you have a Maverick 88. They're more likely to come on Maverick 88s than on Mossberg 500s. That being said, I have had Mossberg 500s that have pinned forends straight from the factory. And I've had Maverick 88s that had standard forends straight from the factory. So it's really, it can be kind of hit or miss. So it's not a guarantee you're going to end up with a pinned forend if you get a Maverick 88. It's just more likely because that particular part is cheaper to manufacture and install on the gun than a standard forend because there's less to it than there is on this. Now, again, Mossberg 500 right here with a standard forend. This is what they call the action slide assembly. That is these bars right here that you have on both sides. They go up into this steel tube underneath your handguard, and your handguard is held onto that steel tube with this castle nut. So if you want to replace it, you pop your barrel off, just like you would if you're cleaning. You undo this castle nut, slide it off the end, slide your forend off, put your new forend on, tighten that castle nut back up, and you're good to go. And you don't have to do anything with your action slide assembly or your action bars. You don't have to touch them. You're just undoing that castle nut, swapping out a forend, and going. On a pinned forend, however, it's a little different because you have your action bars, you have your forend, but if you see here, these action bars are not attached to a tube under here. There's no tube under here. They are attached directly to the forend itself. So you can't change this out to something else unless you want to pretty severely modify the new forend you're going to put on here so that it has holes that these action bars can pin into. Okay, so same design, same function, but there's less to this. There's less here. Okay, that's why it's cheaper, right? If you want to change this out, what you need to do is you need to buy the action slide assembly for a Mossberg 500. Now I'm going to show a picture up of what that looks like so you're going to get an idea of what you're going to be looking for. But you can pick these up on Amazon, on eBay, on Gunbroker, all over the place. And they're going to cost you between 40 to 55 bucks, give or take. Now, some people say, well, man, that's a lot of cost on top of paying for a shotgun. Why don't I just go ahead and get Mossberg 500 that doesn't have a pinned forend, because that way I don't have to spend an extra 40 or 50 bucks to upgrade this one. Well, understand you can still buy this for $200 and this is still going to cost you about $350. So even if you're spending an extra 50 bucks on here, you're still $100 ahead of the curve over something like this. So it's still a good deal. It's still a great budget way to get a good solid shotgun and be able to upgrade it if you want. That being said, I obviously have no problem with the standard handguards on the Mossbergs. I actually prefer them over the Magpul, just because I don't add things to my forend. I keep things off of the forend itself because it's a moving part, and if I want to flight or something, I attach it to the magazine tube or whatever. So I don't have a problem with them. If you do and you want to replace them out, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to buy what they call the action slide assembly, swap it out, 40 to 50 bucks. You're just going to take this off, put that on, then you can put whatever handguard you want on there. So anyway, that's it. There you go. Hopefully it was educational and helpful to somebody. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. We will talk to you later. Thanks.